Injector dynamics finally got back to us. Let's talk about it. Here's the injector service report. We're going to talk about it from left to right, starting with the flow rates. Looks like they were all flow tested within a pretty similar spec, so that's all good. Next, let's talk about the injector offset here in microseconds. That's essentially the delay the injectors are going to see when communicating with the ECU. The ECU tells the injectors when to fire. Not the best spread, but also not the worst. Now let's talk about the important thing here, which is our flow deviation percentage versus the injector pulse width window in milliseconds. So we have our pulse width window here on the x-axis all the way from 2 milliseconds all the way to 10, and then we have our flow deviation here on the y-axis and the percentage all the way from 0 to 100. This data basically confirms all the issues we were experiencing at idle, which is at very small injector pulse widths, like 2 milliseconds, when the window is infinitesimally small. So we have a variance or a spread of 4.4, which is out of spec for them. And that also confirms why at wide open throttle or steady state cruising, we were not experiencing any issues, because as you guys can see on the x-axis here, as we go up an injector pulse width window, the variance or the spread here also minimizes. The delta is very, very small. And what's also really cool is you can interpret this data graphically, which is down below here in the way of my big ass head. But essentially we have the injector pulse width window again on the x-axis, and you can see the spread of the lines which represents each injector. It's actually a lot larger on the left hand side, and as you get closer and closer to 10, that's going to be our limit here. That's essentially going to be very, very small as they get closer and closer together. Anyway, they're gonna do another cleaning, they're gonna do another flow test, get back to me. Hopefully that fixes all our issues, and then we'll start putting the STI back together. And make sure to follow, because you guys won't wanna miss out on all the new parts we're gonna be throwing on the STI. And trust me, there's one you won't wanna miss.